We're at the end of an empire right now. It is the end. It's the end of this. We're at the end of an empire right now. It is the end. It's the end of this. And all empires always come to an end. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, Chinese were the earliest. Chinese were the first guys to use paper.
Right.
So what we're looking at today is the end of the American Empire. So it's a very dangerous time. It's explosive, with Palestine and Gaza. All the stuff that's going on is an end of times. Not biblical, but just an end of an era. And the trouble when this comes to an end, war follows. That's what I'm afraid of. I went to Vietnam twice. I was a pilot in Vietnam, so I saw war. It's not good, obviously. I feel for both Palestinians and the Israelis, but we're in dangerous times. This here is a 1964 half dollar. 1964 was the year that this was real silver. But in 1964, the U.S. was now from England, the torch was passed to America. That was 1944, Bretton Woods and all this. And so America was the power. But every empire ends when they debase the currency. So this was 64. I was 17 years old. I remember looking, oh, it's nice, And then one day, I also looked up, and some of the coins looked like this.
And that is?
This is pure gold.
Yeah, 1 ounce.
Okay, but I look it up and go, oh my God, why does this coin have copper on it? And that was the end of the empire. Every empire dies when they violate this, when they change the money. So congratulations on all your success about being a real estate guy, because this was 64, then 71. President Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard. And the reason you're doing so well today is because the dollar became debt, right? So real estate guys, like my friend Trump and all that, we get rich using debt. Whereas the average person is told to work hard, this is toilet paper, save this, stay out of debt. And they're going broke today. I'm afraid for the average punter out there, So we're in serious trouble because with the end of the American Empire, is China going to take over? I don't know. So this was 1964. That used to be real silver. Now it's fake silver. So then 1971, this was backed by gold and silver. And then Nixon took it off. This became debt. That's one of the most important things, because now it became debt. For me to get rich, I had to use debt. But what do our schools teach us? Stay out of debt. That's how stupid school teachers are. Debt makes guys like you and me rich. And ironically, because we use debt, we don't pay any taxes. Your taxes are very high here in London, very high in America. But real estate guys like Trump and I, we don't pay taxes legally. Now that makes a lot of the liberal or the conservatives or the, whatever you call them, the greenies and the academic types, angry. Because when Trump was debating Hillary Clinton, that criminal, the Clintons and Obamas, man, what a bunch of crooks they are.
Really?
But all politicians are crooks anyway. Anyway, I'm not getting political here. But Hillary Clinton, she was running against Trump. She says, and you don't even pay taxes. And what does Trump say to her? He says, I'm smart. And so the reason I like what you're doing with real estate is you learn to use debt and you pay less taxes to go for this. But what I'm glad I'm doing your program is, once I realized this and this was all changing, the end game wasn't real estate. The end game was gold. So today, this is a U.S. silver buffalo. You can buy this for $30 U.S. I don't know it in pounds. This is 2,200. Okay. So which would you rather have today? Would you rather have this piece of toilet paper? Would you rather have this piece of silver? Or would you rather have gold? The average person wants the paper. This is toilet paper. And that's why people are in trouble today, because America is about to crash, as you know. We're in serious trouble. Our debt is at an all-time high. America is now the biggest debtor nation in the world.
Wow.
Worse than Japan. See, so Japan has high debt, but the Japanese people are rich because they save. Americans are in debt, the country is in debt, and we have this guy Biden putting us more in debt. The first thing that Biden did when he came to office, I'm an oil guy, I went to school for oil. I drove tankers with Standard Oil. First thing that Biden did was he cut the Keystone pipeline. The pipeline ran from Canada all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. When he cut that pipeline, that was Biden did. Trump loved it. But when Biden cut it, I still sell oil. I'm an oil guy. So I have real estate, oil, all this other stuff. I was selling oil for $30 a barrel when Trump was in office. When Biden came to office, oil went to $130 a barrel. That sent inflation through the roof. It wiped out mom and dad. Today, the spooky thing about the world economy is the gap between rich and poor getting wider, because people are working for this and not this and this here. So the question I ask people, which is a better investment? Gold, silver, or paper? School teachers are Marxist. My poor dad, rich dad, poor dad, it's a story of a Marxist versus a capitalist. You know, my poor dad was an academic type. He was a PhD, which stands for poor, helpless, and desperate. You know, he was a smart guy. He was in school all the time. He knew all the answers to everything. But he didn't know anything about this here. And my rich dad was a man who had no school, and he ran the family store. So as a boy of 13, he began learning about money. And he started saying, he says, the mistake is our schools teach us to work for this, not this. If you're going to be a rich man, or a poor man, a rich man, your end game is gold. This has been money for centuries. This is silver. It's the better investment today. In the US, it takes 35 of these to buy one of these. So I tell my brothers and my sisters and all that, hey, trade this piece of toilet paper in for this. Oh no, Dave Ramsey said save money. And my family's broke, but they follow my poor dad. They go, I have a master's degree, what do you have? They think bonds are safe. But now that interest rates are going like this, when interest rates goes up, the bonds come down. So today, the US Federal Reserve President, Chairman Powell, he's raising interest rates. Bonds are coming down. Our banks are crashing. When our banks crash, they can't lend this out. And when they can't lend this out, the economy crashes. So the people who will win are people who have gold and silver. And mommy and daddy who are saving this will be wiped out. It's our schools oppress people. So that what they're trying in America now is DIE, diversity, inclusion, equity. But they don't teach us about money. They teach us about what? ESG, environment, social governance. That's Marxism. They're communists. I flew in Vietnam for the U.S. Marine Corps, killing communists. We had to.
Thank you.
I use real estate as leverage to buy this.
Right.
So what I do is I'll borrow, let's say, $20 million. The cash flow buys this.
Right. So you're using government printed money for your own assets,
To buy this.
and then the income from the assets you convert into gold.
Yes. This is God's money. God put it here. God put this, I'm not religious, but I'm just, okay. And this here was put by God. This here is to be flushed down the toilet. And that's what they're doing with it. But, oh, I made this much this month. Loser. Your job is to take this, convert to this, or convert to this. So taxes are incentives to do what the government wants you to do. So the people that pay the highest taxes are employees and doctors and lawyers. The capitalists don't pay taxes. There was a book I wrote called The Cash Flow Quadrant, ESBI. E's pay 40% in tax, S's pay 60% in tax, B's pay 20%, I's pay 0.
And I's are the investor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside investor. People who buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds are freaking losers.
Why?
Because you pay tax.
So do you not invest in the stock market at all?
No, I have my stock is there
Right.
from my company,
Yeah.
but it's tax free.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. I am not an employee. I was a stupid kid in school. I flunked out so many times. And
Do you think that made you a good entrepreneur?
yeah, I had to.
Had to what? What? Because you had no other choice.
Well, I had to learn how to cheat. No, I'm here with my team right now. My attorneys, my accountants, my debt guys, my bankers. We operate as a team. Schools teachers take tests on your own, right? I take my tests as a team. So when I was going after that gold mine in Utah, you think I could do it by myself? Even though it was the richest gold mine in the world, I had to go in with a big team. The average punter out there, oh, I can't afford it. But I used the profits from my real estate to raise $2 million to buy the gold mine. The average person, well, I can't afford it. They can afford this. They cannot afford the gold mine.
Yeah.
The entrepreneur can afford the gold mine legally. Please do it. I'm not Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and all that other crypto crap. I have crypto, but I don't do. I do it honestly. I always say to American audiences, if you can print it, I don't want it. If you can a stock certificate, I don't want it. Can you print this? I don't want it. It's that simple.
If you have resonated with this message, let me congratulate you. You are a worthy member of this community, member of MotivActionX. Welcome. Welcome to the community of competent people. You will always have this refuge to look for that spark of motivation. But remember, discipline eats motivation for breakfast. So, if you liked this video, subscribe to the channel, share, like, and don't forget to activate the notification bell to be updated. Comment if you want to contribute something to your colleagues in the community, and see you in the next video. See you soon, and always stay strong.